Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new around these parts. This month is a very simple holiday, Christmas, whatever you celebrate theme for December. I know that I missed last month's upload. Life has just been kind of crazy good, but just so busy, and I just decided that I wasn't going to stress about it, and I always want to make sure I'm making good content and not just slopping my way through a month just to get an upload in. So we have moved on to December, and we have some new formatting that kind of fits where I'm at in life right now better, and we're just taking it pretty easy. So the theme idea that I had for December was holiday cards and envelopes and maybe some cute little stamps in there. Again, just keeping it very simple. This is literally just an ink pen that I had lying around my house because I don't have any fine liners. I don't have any kind of Sharpie or anything like that, so I'm literally using just a ballpoint pen, which is absolutely fine. Bullet journaling doesn't have to be this big, extensive, extravagant thing where you need all the supplies and all of those wonderful things. You can literally just use what you have if you have supplies. If that's just a pen, if it's just a pencil, if it's just one colored marker, like you can make it work however you see fit for your journal, which is what I love about this. And so this month I did take it a little bit easier and didn't make myself do all these extravagant paintings and things like that, but in the end it still came out pretty cute, or at least I thought. But the cover page, moving on, I have made a holiday card. So there's a scene of a front door with a wreath on it and some Christmas lights and some Christmas presents at the front stoop, and essentially that is the Christmas card. And instead of writing like happy holidays or whatever, I wrote December on it because, it's the month of December. So that's what I did there. And then down below in the corner, I acted as if there were some letters and envelopes that were addressed to the North Pole with, again, cute little stamps on it. We're keeping the colors very simple, very minimal. I think I keep it to red and green, a little bit of yellow, and then this weird kind of icy blue gray kind of color, but I think the colors were really cute and it came out really simple. And then on the left here is where I'm going to write my best or the best things about each day. Been trying my best to keep up with these. Even if I only do 3 days, it's still nice to, go back and look at all the things that made me happy for those 3 days and hopefully find inspiration to continue writing everything. But I'm making the envelope over here red and having a list come out of it, which I thought was pretty cute. It can be, Santa's list, or it can be my best list. But, I'm doing colored pencils, so it's not the greatest work, but it comes out in the end. But flipping on over to the calendar, we are back to our full-size calendar. I like writing events and dates and things like that I have coming up. And of course, we don't use rulers around here. I'm not trying to waste time by busting out a ruler and making all these lines perfectly straight when I'm pretty good at keeping them kind of straight, except for something that's coming later. But again, we're keeping it very minimal. We're just having some cutesy cards and stamps and envelopes. I do some postcards on this one, which was kind of fun. And then keeping the coloring very minimal, and it still comes out pretty cute. How many times can I say cute in one video? But let me know what your holiday traditions are. What are you excited for? It's finally cold here in Tennessee, and it's just making it feel a little extra magical. We just put up our tree, although the house itself has been decorated for Christmas since November 1st, because that's when Christmas starts. You can fight me on it all you want, but that's when it starts. But we did just put up our tree because we got a new tree this year. We've been saying we're going to get a new tree for years. And then, of course, we haven't because it's just more money. But we finally bought one. It's big and it's fluffy. and it has lots of lights on it that you can change the color on, and it feels extra magical. I'm also going to make Christmas bread. I only make Christmas bread at Christmas because it makes it extra magical when you have to wait all year for it. But moving on to the spread, we are just outlining everything in a pen first. Some of the stamps that you'll see me repeat over and over, of course, we do a candy cane, we do some holly, and then I do some bells, and I think there might be a snowman on one in the future, but that's just kind of what I repeat, and they come out so cute. The stamps are actually my favorite. It's making me want to do a whole stamp related theme somehow, because there's so many cute stamps out there, and they all have themes. Like there's flowers, there's birds, there's so many different types, and I just think it would look really cute. But moving on, we have different cards over here too. One just says Happy Holidays, pretty simple. We've got a tree down there. We have some ornaments that we're going to color in and make it look really nice. But once we color this in, this is going to be pretty much it for the calendar spread. Again, very simple, very minimal for me anyway. But you'll have to let me know what you're thinking about this theme so far. I know it's a little different for me, but again, I still enjoyed it. And sometimes life is just too busy to sit down for hours on end. Which leads me to the change of format for our weekly spread, but we're just going to finish coloring everything up here, making sure I'm adding in all of the colors so it's not super red and green or super one color, but making sure that I'm adding in, the blue, the yellow, the green, so it's got some brightness to it, but again, keeping it pretty simple. But moving on over to the weekly spread, this is where we switch things up. So a format in my life that I've decided to switch up is I'm not going to have a normal weekly spread where I have every date listed, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and every single number date that goes along with it. Just because creating so many weekly spreads right now can get overwhelming, and half the time I don't use them to their full capability, like if I accidentally leave my journal at home or something like that. But this format is simply a running to-do list. Here's where I mess up that line. Let's just take a minute to appreciate. This is simply a running to-do list. So I have 4 columns that I'm doing. Some are coming out of envelopes, some are just big columns, and of course we've got cutesy cards and stamps and all of those things surrounding it to keep it with the theme. But I'm simply going to write each date as I use it, because some days I simply don't have a lot to do, or it's really just all work stuff. And I kind of try to keep my work stuff out of my planner for the most part. So sometimes I skip a day, and that's okay. Or sometimes it's the weekend and I'm like, I'm not making a to-do list on the weekend. I'll just do what I need to do and go from there. So I'll just write out each day as I'm using it, write out to-dos I have to do for that day, skip a line, and then keep it going in the column. So I think this format's going to really work for me. Of course, I've already been using it because this has been done for a while, but it's really been working for me. So this is just your sign. If your bullet journal isn't working for you, change it, switch it up, make it work for you in whatever stage of life that you are in. But we're just going to color some of these envelopes. We're going to color in some of these stamps, and then we're going to be on to the final flip through. Again, sorry for no upload in November. I can't sit here and tell you that I'm going to be the most consistent person ever, because I have a lot of big life changes coming up. So it just, things like that sometimes happen, but I do definitely still want to create. I still want to do my bullet journal. I have a new journal ready to go that I ordered from Archer and Olive many, many months ago because it was so pretty that I had to buy it. And of course, I would love to do my end of the year flip through, and then maybe my January setup and yearly setup. So there's a lot of videos that I would like to do, but we'll just leave it at this for now. Thanks as always for being here, and I hope everyone has a great holiday.